All right, welcome back for another episode of the Wednesday Watch List. This is my weekly look ahead to all the new comic books coming out this Wednesday, November 26th, 2025. I'm going to give you a rundown on all the books on my pull list, some variants and books that you should be aware of, and basically things you need to know before you hit your shop to pick up your comics this new comic book Wednesday. Hopefully you're enjoying this series as well as everything else here on the channel. Please let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure that you like, you subscribe, you hit the alert button so you don't miss anything. Keep telling your friends so we can keep growing the channel. And if you want to see this week's rundown, just hang on for a few seconds after the intro and I will be right back. All right, well, let's just dive right into it with my top of the stack. These are my top of the pile books, the books I'm going to read first when I grab my new comics this Wednesday that I just can't wait to crack open and see where this story is taking us. And we are going to kick it off with Absolute Batman. Yes, I know we're not getting the Joker yet. I believe that's next month. Maybe we'll get some sort of cameo at the end of this issue to tease it. But we all know issue 15 is the big Joker issue. I know everybody's looking forward to that and seeing that new version of the Joker, but we still have to wrap up this storyline here with issue 14. So we've got Batwoman and Catwoman facing down with Bane, etc. in their final battle. So I'm looking forward to this and multiple covers. Obviously, you got to cover A. You got B's and you got C's, and we've got incentives too coming your way. But before we get to the incentives, we've got one more which features the new look Harley, which I kind of like. I admit it. I'm kind of glad they're not over sexualizing her too much in this look, but I don't know. Everybody has their own opinion. I kind of dig it. And then we have the incentives. We got a 1 in 25 as well, featuring the Batmobile. Again, still not a fan of this Batmobile. You're going to have a hard time convincing me a Batman driving around the city in a big-ass dump truck is a good idea. It just doesn't make sense to me. But it is what it is. Moving on. And that axe. I also don't like the axe. Told you. The only problem with the series is the Batmobile and the stupid chestplate axe. I like the ear knives. Good idea. Chestplate axe, not so much. That said, it's featured again. Here we go. In the 1 in 50. It's on a Virgin version. I don't know why they do that. I mean, the limited trade dress base barely has anything on it, and you probably didn't even notice much of a change. So why do that for the 1 in 50? But it's what DC has been doing, so can't argue with it, I guess. Outside of that, that's the DC book that I'm most looking forward to. But on the Marvel side of things, I have been pleasantly surprised with Mortal Thor. I don't know. I just really like this little run. So far, so good. 4 issues in, I'm still on board. Alex Ross covers don't hurt it either. So Mortal Thor number 4 coming out this week. So I can't wait to check this one out too. We got the Alex Ross, which is going to be the one I probably get, though. A couple of cool options here. If you want to go a different way, hidden gem wise, go with a Walt Simonson. That's kind of a classic look Thor. And there is a 1 in 25 option here as well, which is kind of cool, actually. I like the Enchantress with the skull. It's a decent look, but I don't know. I'm probably just gonna, like I said, just stick with the A. Don't need to pay up for the premium incentives personally, because there's plenty of books here on my pull list. So with the pull list, we still got a lot of stuff to go through. I know I need to cut back. I really do, but it's hard to cut back and still keep up on all these books so I can talk about them intelligently with all of you. So I don't know. I got to weigh the pros and cons of this, but my wallet is hurting these days because I'm still grabbing basically every Absolute book coming out. So we got Absolute Wonder Woman number 14, and I'm not saying that as a slight. I'm actually enjoying them. There are a couple other books that I'm grabbing out of habit, but these are not them. I'm enjoying the stories here on the Absolute side of DC with Absolute Wonder Woman 14. We got the cover A, which I'm probably going to get to save the dollar, but the Derek Chew is pretty cool. I mean, again, Wonder Woman, big ass sword. Everybody's got a big ass sword. Here's another one with her with a big ass cloud sword. I say Cloud from Final Fantasy VII because he's the first one I remember with the big ass sword. So there we go. And then there's a fourth option. No incentives anymore on these DC books for the most part. They're still randomly placed here and there, but many of them, like this title here, no more incentives. You got 4 cover options. Pick your favorite. Detective Comics is still rolling on with part 3 of The Courage That Kills, Metropolis' finest. So you got Batman, you got Superman. Pretty cool. I like this cover. Cover A is fine. B cover, I like it, except it's sideways. I do not like sideways covers. It's a cool cover when you look at it, but I hate having to turn the damn book sideways to look at it. It's just annoying. But my favorites, and I had a hard time deciding between these two, and I'm still kind of up in the air. Right now, I'm kind of leaning towards the Clay Man, which I like the bats. It gives me like a little bit of the jock vibes, but I like the, I don't know, the slant and the layout of it, the stark contrast of the black and white. I like it. But I also like the picture in picture of the city inside of Batman on the Stephanie Hans. So I'm not sure which one of these two. I'm probably going to get one of these two. I'm not going to get both. It's just $6. I don't want to pay $6 for both. It's bad enough I'm going to pay the extra dollar just to get one of these. I don't know if I can get both, but Hans is also really nice, in my opinion. But there's Detective, and then we've got Green Arrow with only one more issue. I thought this was going to be the final issue because it is the showdown, but apparently there's one more after this. So it's wrapping up with issue 31. It'll probably be more of like an epilogue wrap-up issue, and then see where we go from there. But I have been enjoying this run of Green Arrow. I'm sad to see it ending. But Green Arrow 30, showdown coming. 2 covers. You only got 2 to choose from, A and a B. Both solid. I'll probably save the buck and just get the A. Supernatural, rolling on. It's kind of fun to get these little tales in between seasons. For now, I'm going to stick on board for a little bit. It's not my, it's just one of those things. You like feel like I'm almost obligated to read it because I enjoyed the show. I watched all the seasons of the show, so I kind of feel like I got to read the comic. I don't know. Every time they put things in continuity like that, I feel like I have to. It's almost obligatory, but so far I'll keep on board with it. Cover A is fine. Cover B ain't bad either. And we can go on with the C option. I mean, it's Dynamite, so they're making way 2 covers. And you got the photo cover option here too, which I know a lot of people like these for signature purposes. You can go to your cons and get your signature series SS, whatever. There's also a virgin version of that one if you want to get the virgin version of the photo cover. And then again, various other incentives and other versions of all of these different covers because it's Dynamite. So you know how they roll. With that, going on to Feral. Still enjoying this run, still enjoying this series. Issue 18 coming out. I can't believe we're 18 issues in already. But we're going on. I get the B covers on this run. The whole run I've been getting the B covers, which are the horror movie homages. So happy to get this one too. And then the 1 in 10s are just a virgin version of that cover A. And that's how this run is mostly going throughout. So, I mean, I think there was an occasional extra incentive mixed in here and there, but the last dozen or so issues, I think, have been in this kind of format of A, B, 1 in 10, which I love personally. Not too many choices. Geiger is our next book here. Oh, where are we at? There we go. Geiger is my next book here. This is going to be a tough call of which cover to get, and it's always a tough call with the Geiger books for some reason. But issue 15, this is the A. I think we might be getting a pause after this, too. The Kyle Hotz is pretty cool with the B, and then we've also got an In-Hyuk Lee C cover here. Or no, the In-Hyuk Lee, Lyrics Lee. I know, sometimes I get them confused. Because the art is pretty similar, surprisingly. But I don't know which one I'm going to get. I'm probably just going to get the Frank. Maybe the B. I don't know. It'll be a gut call. It'll be a gut call come Wednesday. Skinbreaker has been a series that I've enjoyed, and it's almost got me interested. I don't know why I compare it to Avatar, but it gives me Avatar vibes for some reason. I know it has nothing to do with the other, but it's just something about, I guess, almost like a native alien race and their traditions, etc. Whatever. I'm enjoying this series. Issue 3 coming out. Still on board for more. Cover A is fine. Cover B is pretty cool. We get that headshot focus that we've been getting on all the Bs. I also really like the Tony Moore 1 in 10 here. It's just very detailed. Like the line work here is fantastic. I dig it. And just those glassy black eyes. They're almost like wet, like peaches. I don't know. You can touch them. 1 in 25 option here as well. It's all right. 1 in 10 is better, in my opinion. And there is also a 1 in 50 if you want to go that way, which, again, not bad. And this also gives me that Avatar vibe with just the foliage and the lighting up kind of vibe of the woods and the wilderness or jungle, if you will. But that 1 in 10 is probably my favorite cover of the batch. And I think you can even get it in some places for the same price as regular cover because it's only 1 in 10. I think Midtown had it for like $4.99, which if I made a Midtown order, I might consider it. But I don't have an order in place yet this week. If I do, maybe I'll get that. I don't know. But moving on, The Invisible Man. I know I got talked into trying it out. Now I'm on board to see this through the end. So The Invisible Man issue 4 coming out. All cool covers here too, mind you. The Danny cover, is solid here. On the A, I really like the B cover here. Just cool with the wrappings and the texture. You almost feel like the texture of the wrappings, the Aja or Aha 1 in 10. Also not bad, but I'm a fan. 1 in 20 is a black and white, or 1 in 25 is a black and white version of that B cover that I already like. The 1 in 50 is really nice here too. I don't know. I mean, seem so simple, but yet they're just well done, highly detailed with the blood drippings and splatters, and it's just the textures, and I don't know. It's well done covers, as well as a 1 in 75 option here. But yeah, I mean, we're getting up out of the price that I'm willing to pay when we get in these higher end ratios. So 1 in 75, 1 in 50. As much as I like them, probably not picking up these books. But we'll see. Maybe if I get lucky, find them at a price that's palatable. Well, maybe I'll give it a shot. Punisher. So Marvel Knights, The World to Come, the Palmiotti Panosian team up here. Definitely getting this because I'm a big fan of Dan Panosian. I also like the Punisher. So definitely grabbing this. And this cover is great. It's a wraparound. This is the first bit. I like it when you open it up and you can get the whole image here. It's pretty cool. So definitely getting this one. Though there are other options with a B as well as a 1 in 25, which is solid. I do like this. It gives you kind of like a old school war movie kind of vibe. Cool hero shot as you get that perspective from down low. But again, I think the cover A is the way I'm going. Definitely. Undead Iron Fist. Cool story so far. I mean, I kind of have a soft spot for Iron Fist and Kung Fu and martial arts in general. So, yeah, I'm going to probably pick this up too. So, issue 3, rolling on. 2 cover options here. I'm getting the A by Portatio, and there's an Eastman, which, it's all right, I guess, but I'm going with the A on this one. Then Catacomb of Torment. So, still on board for these EC horror anthologies. Still a lot of fun. I enjoy reading them, sitting down and just getting a couple of stories. So Catacomb of Torment. This is what, issue 5 already? Wow. Cover A. I mean, I kind of miss, like, we were getting some the Bermejo and like the Rebecca Pueblo type. Well, no, she was doing more of the Hello Darkness. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know which of these two. I might go with the B in this option. I don't know. I'm up in the air on the A or the B here. But there are solid 1 in 10. You still get that Harvey horror combo here by Jay Stevens. I believe I think it's Jay Stevens. The 1 in 10. That's pretty cool. I do like it, but I'm still probably going to stick with the regular open order stuff. 1 in 20. And the 1 in 50 table of contents look. Again, it's just not my thing, but it's kind of cool in its own way, but not as a cover. I don't know, back cover, sure. Cul-de-sac. So we got more cul-de-sac at a bad idea. I've been enjoying most of the bad ideas books so far, so still on board for cul-de-sac. I like this little tweak on vampires, etc. So here we go with what issue we up to already? It's 4, I think. I think we're already up to 4. Yep, cul-de-sac 4. Only couple of covers. You got an A, you got a B by Tony Fleece, and then you also have the 1 in 20 option here. So there's an incentive if you want to go that way. And then Bad Idea also has Survive coming out. This is that sub story. So I'm kind of interested to see how this thing all wraps up. This is issue 3 of this series here. Cover A. I kind of like the B cover here. I don't know why the transition worked like that, but I kind of like the B cover here. And I just get that sinking feeling. Same with the 1 in 20, which I think is really cool. I don't know. I just kind of like it. You got the kind of dark depths and the creature from beneath, and there's the title giving you that sense of they're just pulling you down. It gives you that feeling of falling deep underwater, which is adding to the atmosphere. Just looking at the cover adds to the atmosphere of the book. So I like that. Moving on, KO. So now we got DC's KO event. They have a few things coming out, including a core title. So we're getting core title issue 2 this week for the DC KO event, which is good to kind of keep this thing moving on, I guess, is this big tournament, fight fest, whatever the hell we want to call it. So, yeah, acetate cover on the cover A, and then there's a bunch of other cover options here. You got the Daniel Warren Johnson, I believe, did this one. We've got, why am I drawing a blank? I'm drawing a blank. I don't know why, but plenty of cover options here. Sorry, I'm not giving you all the artist names, but there's so many here. We got Lobo, you got Plastic Man, we've got Jesus, Bianchi doing Wonder Woman, Superman. I don't know, I'm just getting a brain lock for some reason. We got Dark Side rolling in here on this cover option, which is graffiti style on the wall. Yeah, I'm a big fan of graffiti posters. I don't know why. So this one kind of stands out. As does you got the Dan Mora versus like lineup matchup table or whatever, the brackets. That's the word I was looking for. Brackets. Uh, Ben Oliver giving us a pretty cool Wonder Woman here. I don't know. Ready to fight. I like it. Then we got the AEW variant by Dan. I think it's done by Dan Mora. Yeah, Dan Mora doing this one with Tony Storm facing off against Power Girl, which kind of fun. I mean, I'm not a big AEW guy, but these covers are kind of fun. Then we got a foil option, which I believe this is the interior of the acetate die cut like cover, like the acetate cover. Like you open it up, and this is what I believe is underneath that KO on the cover A. But this is a foil edition of it. And then there's also a 1 in 25 if you want to go that route. Moving on with the event, still tie-ins galore. Not as many as the X event, but plenty here. With the Superman issue is a DCKO tie-in. So we got Superman 32. You got Lex and Soups. Aja cover here. Pretty cool. Crypto. This is a nice cover option here as well on the C. We've got Eom. I really like this one. It's creepy. It is a creepy cover. I like it. It's a cool image. And then we got this option here. So plenty of covers to choose from. All solid on the Superman book, I think, this week, including the cover A. I think they're all pretty solid options. So you pick whichever one is your favorite and roll with it if you're keeping up with Superman. I've been in and out. On it. But now I think I should stay in, especially with these covers that I kind of like. So I'll pick whatever one's my favorite. I'll probably try to keep up with this one if I can. And I really got to get back into Flash. I think now's the time. Now that the Lemire run is done, I should really start picking up and catching up on the Flash tie-ins here with the KO event. It's just I'm a little behind. Still, with the holidays coming up, I think I'll be able to catch up on some reading. But Flash 27 is coming out. He's got his, still rolling with his black and red costume, which is still kind of a cool look, I guess. Just getting used to it. I think there's a Ben Harvey there. And then we've got a third option as well. And then our final tie-in this week is the Justice League Unlimited, which Terrific 10 Part 2. It's multiverse stuff, which kind of turns me off a little bit. I kind of like the idea of what it started, which is like the league is huge. Like there's so many heroes in the DC universe. There's like they have a whole base basically in space that they can pop in and out of, and then they even had their own sheriff up there, like with the question. Kind of like that idea. Now we start getting into the multiversal stuff, and I'm just getting tired of it. That's all. I mean, we got the whole DC Marvel crossover event rolling too, and Spider-Verse, Venomverse, all these different verses. Just gets a little exhausting. So I'm probably staying away from this one personally, but I get it. If you guys are in, no problems there. There's the A. B's not bad. I believe this is Michael Cho doing this one. If I'm not wrong. I don't know. Lionel Francis Yu. Then we got Batman Beyond and Blue Superman because, well, why not? It's what I've been waiting for. And then we got part 2 of our connecting cover, which is really focusing in on the Trinity. There's one more part, so we're going to get Wonder Woman next. But and they're pretty solid, pretty solid images here when you look at it, especially together. So I'll put them together. So far, you got Soups, you got Batman. Starting to form a pretty awesome piece. But Wonder Woman is next. Joe, just to catch you up on the reading order, I'm going to probably cut this off pretty soon and just give you what's coming out on the current week. But there's your first 6 parts, and then we roll into parts 7, 8, and 9, and then we had 10 or 11, and now this week we're getting parts 12, 13, 14, and 15. So now they're starting to pick up the pace. Starting to pick up the pace now with these tie-ins and other books as we're getting to part 2, the core title, with some of these tie-ins. Unlike X-Men Revelation, which is it's deep into it. There's books up the wazoo. And let's get them rolling here as we've got more and more issues. I think we're getting at least 4 every week. So, yep, my wallet's feeling it because I'm picking up all of them because that's the kind of OCD X-Men collector that I am. But Cloak or Dagger, and Cloak and Dagger have never been my favorite mutants, but they tie into this event, and I feel obligated to pick it up. I don't know why. I'm just built that way. But issue 2, Cloak or Dagger here. Still, I'm not. You keep complaining about this side border, but It is what it is. Got to get used to it, I guess, at this point. They just look like little digest sized, well, like trade paperbacks and not comics. I don't know. I don't like it. But B cover solid. We also got to see. I'm fine with any of these, really. It'll be just kind of a random choice, really. None really stand out more than the others to me. And then there's a 1 in 25, which is okay, but I'm not paying a 1 in 25 price, so I'm probably gonna get A, B, or C. We're also getting part 2 of Expatriate X-Men. So let's see what we got going on here. Al Ewing's run. Uh I'm not sure here which cover I'm going to get either. Some solid options. The A, I mean, they're all team shots, which kind of helps. So they got the A, we got a B, and then we got a C option here. So going to have to pick one of these three because while there is a 1 in 25, once again, I'm not going to be paying 1 in 25 prices, even if they're at like half ratio. Like I still just don't want to be investing in that kind of stuff. It's just unnecessary expense as far as I'm concerned, considering how many other books I'm buying. Like Undead Deadpool or Undead Pool. Undeadpool versus, Cable. Pretty cool. Gist on the cover A. There's some solid options here. Kind of like this one too. It's got a fun little this is Godtail. Yeah, it's Godtail giving you a fun little action shot. A lot of motion felt in this one. Cool, kind of a hero shot here on Cable. Hero shot here on Cable. I don't know, just feel like I'm repeating myself. But 1 in 25 here as well. But I'm going to get, again, open order. But not bad. It's not a bad 1 in 25. And then finally, X-Avengers rolling out here. So we've got, a new cap, looks like. We've got Shang-Chi on the B here. All deadened. Hawkeye with a whole bunch of arms. And then, Danny Moonstar. And then we got a 125 there as well with a more multi-armed Hawkeye. With that, I'm just giving you last week's and then adding on this. Actually, no, not giving you last week's, just this week's books. So parts 38 through 41 is how deep we are into this event if you're getting all the tie-ins like me. That means I have 40 comics. That's why I can't read them all. There's 41 comics I've gotten into this run already. Whew. All right, take a breath. Blind picks. So my blind picks, again, are books that I think are going to be good, new issues I'm looking forward to, or returns to series that maybe have a new fresh start, new creative team, etc. This week, both of them are new #1 issues. So these are things I'm looking forward to, and I think will be solid. So these will be my blind picks for this week that I'm really looking forward to reading. With that said, brand new, coming out the gate, Daredevil and Punisher. Always fun when these two, come to a head. And you got Palmiotti, Bianchi, good creative team behind this. So I'm on board to check this out. Daredevil and Punisher, The Devil's Trigger, probably be a fun little mini. And a lot of solid covers here too. This is the A, not bad. B, Panosian, solid. Got old school Frank Miller vibes here. Klaus Janson used to ink them. Remember those back in the day? Like that's what I'm feeling with some of this, with the kind of scratchier textures in the pencil and the line work. I like it. So that's probably gonna be the one I pick up. Yet not bad here with the C. We've got the classic. Was it? This is the old school. Remember, was it the Marvels event or was it Earth X? I can't remember. The old school look, reimagined their Daredevil on the Stormbreaker cover by Vecchio. It's interesting, but I told you I'm getting the Panosian and a 1 in 25 option here too. So 1 in 25, solid, but Panosian is the way I'm going. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. There is also a 1 in 100, which is a version of that cover A. It didn't match up perfectly for me to do the regular transition there. They kind of reframed the pair of them, so we had to do it that way. The other book that I think is going to be pretty solid is a new start for the Hulk. I'm going to give it a try. The Infernal Hulk, #1. See how we're going now. That Hulk is, well, a monster, if you will. Like, it really leaned into this horror kind of angle over the Philip Kennedy Johnson run, but now it's going to be taken to a different direction here as we roll on with this new Infernal Hulk series. So we're moved on from Incredible, moved on from Immortal. Now he's Infernal. All right. I'm interested. I'm curious. We'll see. We'll see. Like I said, I liked the last run for a while, but then I just kind of lost momentum, and it just seemed to run longer than I thought it I don't know that I don't want to say that I needed to. It just seemed I just couldn't keep up. I'll be fair. Put it more on me, more on than on the writing. I just couldn't keep up. But I'm interested to give it a shot to start fresh now again with number one because I still haven't caught up on all those other stories. But one of these days I will. So we got the A. You got a B. Zooming in right there on the I don't know, Slimer green chest crease that's kind of showing between the two of them. We got this option here, as well as a Panosian. So we got this here, which is a foil edition. So we got almost like the old school Gray Hulk and an Abomination kind of merging together. And then we've got a 1 in 25 as well. So yeah, they're all cool. Oh, and then we do have a 1 in 100 option, which is a virgin version of that cover A there. So pick whichever one you like. I'll in even though there's a Panosian option, it's foil. You generally like paying premiums for foil, so I'm probably just gonna get the A on this one for me. But with that said, before we move on, quick note: if you need supplies, go over to BCW, use my code RENA10 for 10% off your entire order. Get your bags, your boards, your long boxes, your short boxes, your CGC boxes, your top loaders, your pages for your cards, top loaders for your cards. Basically, anything to keep your comics or collectibles safe. They got products over at BCW, and you might as well save 10% while you're shopping by using my code RENA10. I know the holidays are coming. Time to stock up, I guess. I don't know. Do you have friends that would be happy to get bags and boards? I don't know. I guess some might. But with that all said, you got to get them for yourself anyway. So save some money while you do it. Now, we're going to move on to some books that are still on the fence. That's right. I'm still on the fence about some of these titles. I've had them here, I feel like a couple of months now, but it's just like they're really towing the line of whether I can keep them on the pull list or I got to cut bait. It's just one of those things. And Green Lantern is right there. So we've just finished that Starbreaker series or the Starbreaker event or whatever. Finished that. I was like, I'm going to see that through and then we'll see. Well, now I kind of have to see because it's an old school team up of Green Arrow and Green Lantern. So I at least got to give this issue a shot. So I'm on board for one more. Probably just going to get the A to keep it the cheapest option I can. Though we do have B options here. Is that Dodson, I believe? And I do like this one. I do like the what do you call it? The graffiti. I told you, like the graffiti. So having that, the whole scene where these kids are skateboarding there and you got the Kyle drawn on the wall. I do like that. So I might get this one. I might pay the extra buck. I don't know. I have to see it in person to make my final call, but I do like this. Then there's a 1 in 25, which, fair enough. There's a 1 in 25. Why is there a 1 in 25? I don't know, but there's a 1 in 25. I don't understand DC's logic these days and when they're choosing to do incentives and when not, but there's a 1 in 25 on a random ass Green Lantern number 29. I don't get, I mean, are they trying to play it up because of the Green Arrow, Green Lantern crossover together, but then give me a 1 in 25? That's the two of them. Otherwise, I don't understand. Whatever. Battle World is another one. So they had me kind of interested because they were bringing Starbrand back. We had Mystic being involved. And I know I just complained about all the multiversal type of deals, but there's something about those forgotten universes to me that are kind of intriguing. Like, what could they do? Could they really refresh these old universes and some of these characters and bring them up to date in modern day? That I'm kind of curious about. Apart from that, apparently we're getting a new look. So people might start buying this book for the wrong, well, I don't want to say the wrong reasons, but Battle World 3 is apparently going to give us our first look at a new Venom, or new Spider-Man, if you will, because Venom is going to start playing the role of Spider-Man, as I understand it, to mix it up with Norman here at home. While Peter's still off in space, it's getting interesting back at home. It's almost like Nightfall. It's like Marvel's version of Nightfall at this point, but instead of like Peter Parker having a broken back, it's just a whole other bunch of people or Reign of Superman when Superman was dead. Yeah, it's comics. It all goes around. We all do the same things. But pretty fun. Secret Wars 1, got an homage there. We got a connecting cover rolling here that's 3 deep now. So let me show you the 3 of them. I think this is Bradshaw who did this. So boom, boom, and boom. Not a bad look so far. It's a busy scene, which is kind of cool. Big fight scene. And I like that it's not too spaced out. Like, it's pretty full, but yet it doesn't feel overcrowded, because that can happen too when they start putting hundreds of characters on. It can start to feel, this feels like a natural kind of panel scene, so I like it. But here is one of the cover options we're going to be looking at, probably that'll see interest this week. People might start picking them up because it's this first look of Venom as Spider-Man. I forget what they're called, like Venom 252, because it's Spider-Man with a new costume, 252, I guess. But we got this by Philip Tan, and then we also have this option over here with the Venom tongue. This is by Rod Reyes. So those two could see some interest this week, including there is an incentive on this, which is 1 in 50, is a virgin version on that tan cover. I don't know. It's just something I'd keep an eye on. And we'll see how it goes. You know how people get, with new costumes and new characters. They just gravitate and just kind of overdo it on the weeks that they come out. And then all of a sudden it's a $10 book and there's hundreds sold, and I got to put it on the hot 10 list. I'm not trying to say this should be there. I'm just saying, keep an eye on it. It might happen. With that, Marvel Zombies. I don't know. I guess maybe Halloween passed, so now my zombie thing is just kind of, I'm losing a little steam. But here we go. Marvel Zombies 3, the red band. Probably still going to see this out, but I'm still on the fence. Like, I got to double check. With that, pretty cool cover A. B's not bad either. Infinity Gauntlet. Tweak. Also kind of fun. And then there's a 1 in 25. But I'm not going the 1 in 25 route, though it is not bad. Burying the Juggernaut is kind of a cool look with all the zombies. Yeah. With that said, I'm on the fence still. But here are some books that they're going to be on the rack. Just can't get everything, as you know. So these are some more books that are being out there released this week that'll still be on shelves that are not part of my pull list. Still working on this section, taking some of your feedback on how to make the whole show a little bit quicker and still cover everything. So I'm going to try to still show as many of the covers that I can while covering the books very quickly, especially considering, like, I'm not reading them, so I don't have a lot to say about them. So The Killer, like, I'm not reading this book by Boom, but I know I have the original French ones that came out from back in the day, because this got adapted, but I don't think after that initial spike that people kind of forgot. But here we go with this part 6 now from Boom. There's also a virgin version and a 1 in 10 virgin version to go for. So you got those. Boom also has this HP Lovecraft, the last day of HP Lovecraft rolling on with issue 2. I'm not picking this one up currently either, but it does have a 1 in 10 that has a virgin cover if you want to go the incentive route. More things on the shelves. This time from Dark Horse are the Quick Stop books. The Kevin Smith universe. So Quick Stop's Volume 3, the Askew universe, and whatever. Issue 4, 2 covers, A and a B. Pick one if you like it. Over at DC, I'm going to show you all the Harley covers because they're all pretty solid. So here we go. Issue hit 56. I'm not picking up Harley, but here's the Yannick Paquette cover A. Not bad. Nakayama's got a solid B cover here. It's kind of fun. She's got the map upside down, and it's kind of a joke. I really dig this Raza. It's just kind of bums you out, but at the same time, it's highly detailed. It's got a vibe to it, just like the kind of smoky field in this subway with the pizza and falling out of the box. It's just setting a mood. I like it. And then there's also a fourth option here, which is more in the cartoony anime style, which I also enjoy, but I think the Raza is my pick of the bunch. And now that I'm looking at it, I probably should have made that my favorite cover of the week, but I didn't. We'll see when we get there. Maybe I'll change it when I do the shorts. I don't know. But moving on, more from DC. So outside of Harley, we're getting more from DC that I tried the Immortal Legend Batman, but I don't know. Just it's not for me. This kind of a Power Ranger Voltron version-ish kind of thing. I don't know. Just wasn't hitting for me, so I've left it. We're at part 4 or issue 4 already. So if you're on board, let me know if I should get back. I just wasn't scratching me where I itch. That's all. As far as Batman goes. Just like, even though I'm a big Godzilla fan, so many Godzilla books out there, I just don't have it in me to just get into this. The sequel to and I enjoyed the first series, the first issue, the first run I liked, but the second one I just can't seem to connect with it. But here we go. We got another issue here. What issue are we on with this part part two of the event. Was issue 5? Jeez, yeah, issue 5. I like the Gadira there. It's kind of cool on the cover A. We've got the connecting cover set there. I'm not going to run through it again because it's just going to take more time on the show. But we got more cover options here that you can pick from. So is that Rodan chasing Green Lantern? It's kind of fun. And I always said it, I do like when they do get the scale right. So this is giving you a sense of the size of this creature when you see how big Green Lantern is there. Anyway, more from DC. We got Trinity. It's just not for me. It's not targeted for me either. So there's nothing wrong with that. The John Boy is a really cool cover, though. I mean, it's got a lot of color, got a lot of motion, a lot of things going on there. So that would be my pick if I were getting this book, even though this is kind of a fun little tip of the cap, if you will, to Death in the Family. Have a little corgi there, rocking the hat. So that is kind of fun. And I think that's a Corona. Is that a Corona cover on the next? No, I can't remember who did the last one. Anyway, the John Boy would probably be my pick if I were getting the book, but I'm not. Distillery. I've said it before. It's just these prestige format books just make it harder for me to want to pick up. Though this cover is really cool. I dig this cover. And as you know, with the Distillery books, I got to handle these differently because they're all wraparounds. So this cover, while it's cool like that, it does have a wraparound side to it. It's not as well balanced once you see the whole thing wrapped around but I like the front. And then there's more. We've got more options. I think we got a Tulalote doing a little bit of a more risque cover there. There is an actual not suitable work version of that same cover there that's a slightly recolored that might show some naughtier bits that are blacked out, but there is a version if you want. There's also a homage Star Wars type homage here if you want to go that way with Galactic. And then we do have some incentives. We have a 1 in 10 and a 1 in 25 option here too, which again, they're pretty cool. I don't know. Maybe I will try this one. I don't know. This one I'm on the fence about. It's a little bit sci-fi. Could be kind of cool. And like I said, I like that first one. That cover A is solid. Dynamite doing all of these other characters that just, I know most of them are from my childhood, but just like the Disney villains, I don't have time. I don't have time or the bandwidth to take on Maleficent of multiple covers as well. And so many covers, so many covers. Also, I wanted to like Thundercats, but I just couldn't get into it. Just couldn't get into it. Though this Perillo is a solid cover. And there's a Jay Lee in there too. It's not bad, but that Perillo is pretty cool. And then there's 3 more. So there's more, and there's even more than that, but that's all I'm showing you. And then there's variations on all these because it's Dynamite. IDW, meanwhile, has more Star Trek for us. So over at IDW, we've got another Voyager Homecoming issue with an A and a B. And they chose to do the 1 in 10 on the Cup of Coffee cover, which I found interesting. Okay. Probably should have went the other way. Guys, just saying. Shredder, also rolling on from IDW. Again, there's so many turtle books. I don't know what to do with it. And yeah, there's some cool covers here, but I don't know what. I haven't read the Shredder series. Is it any good? Is it interesting? Should I check this out? Is it like the origins of Shredder that we don't know, or is this like some alternate universe Shredder that ties into nothing? That's what my concern is. But cool covers nonetheless. Though that yellow one does remind me of an AWA book from a while back. Just something about the color choices and the positioning of dude in a suit sitting in a chair. I could have sworn I saw a cover just like that. But there's also incentives, versions of those. I can't remember the AWA title, but anyway, rolling on over to Image. Department of Truth is also another title which I dipped out a while back. I just couldn't keep up with everything. I don't know. The whole conspiracy kind of thing, just not my cup of tea. So it's fine, kind of dipping out. But issue 34, A and a B, and then incentives with a 1 in 10 and a 1 in 25 if you want to go with those. I also lost steam on the Escape series here. And this is up to issue 4. Only at issue 4. This is with the anthropomorphic versions, like a World War II story, but with animal people. I don't know. I just kind of lost. I lost my momentum on it. the Remender series, and Acuna. It's still solidly put together, and I feel like I might enjoy better just reading it in one sitting as like a trade. But yeah, month to month, I already had to dip out. Also, just again to save on the wallet. But there's an A and a 1 in 15. Two options, a regular cover and an incentive. Not bad for that. Gunslinger Spawn also coming out with two covers as they have been for forever, it seems. Most of the Spawn titles do that, and applaud them for that. Just an A and a B, cool. Ghost Machine has also done that for many of their titles, like Hornsby and Halo. I don't know if it's just more of their lower selling titles. I just figured we don't need as many covers, but A option and a B option, cool. And then this I Tyrant series, which I don't know, I just didn't care for it, but it's already up to issue 5. And yeah, multiple incentives here. We got a 120 and 1 in 50. So if they got those high ratio incentives, I guess it's selling well. I just wasn't for me. And Rat City is another one of those Spawn books with the two cover options. So you got an A and the B or whatever. And I do kind of like that B cover. It gives you almost like a Blade Runner, Battle Angel, Alita kind of vibe to it, like a futuristic. I know what it is. It is a futuristic tale after all, but I kind of like that image. It is kind of cool. Mad Cave is giving us the next issue of Flash. Yeah, Flash Gordon number 13. Two covers, A and a B. If I were picking up the title, I would probably go with the Hots. The B cover there with it's just finely detailed. The creatures look menacing. I like it. And then they've also got two other books that are they're not for me. I mean, Flow issue 3, it's not for me, or Orla, but they're out there if you want them. Marvel, also some stuff out there. I know I should really be into this, but I don't know. The Boba Fett book just feels like it's reaching at this point. I'm having a hard time getting into the Star Wars comics these days, even when it's something like this that I should like. Black and white and red and anthology. And the cover's not bad. I mean, I think it's a Gist on the one, and I don't know, and a 1 in 25. I also like Scrooge McDuck, but I like better watching him in short little stints on my television rather than reading comics. I don't know why, but Uncle Scrooge, Earth's Mightiest Duck, we've got 3 more covers here for issue 4. It's just, I don't know, like I said, some things I don't want in comic book form. I don't know why that is. It's weird that way, I guess. Or maybe I just try to save money because the television, I feel like I'm already paying for, streaming services, etc. So I'm not seeing additional cost where choosing to read this would be an additional cost. I don't know. Same thing where we got more of these Black, White, and Blood. So yeah, Venom, cool. It's just not anything that I need. Massive also has the Detective Kaiju book coming out here. Fun little callback to Dark Knight Returns. There was that the third issue, I think. Is the second? Yeah, I think it's the third issue, right? Anyway, Detective Kaiju, couple of covers there. There's also a black and white version of the cover A if you want that. So they'll have that out there for you. And then Oni has those cow characters if you're into that. I don't know. Or no, I'm sorry, the Biker Mice from Mars. Another thing. Just yes, I remember them. I remember the IP. It's just I don't need the comics. So multiple options, incentives too, with a 1 in 10. There's also a 1 in 20, which is a version of that 1 in 10. So you can get that if you really want to go for it. And then we also have from Oni this Cemetery Kids Run Rabbit. It's just not a title I'm reading, though. It seems like it could be interesting. I remember reading the synopsis when it started, but it's not a book that I got connected to. So if it's good, let me know. Again, I'm open for recommendations if you want to tell me about stuff down below. But you got two options here, A and a B, and then there's a 1 in 10 on that B cover too, if you want to get the virgin version of it. And that's it for the extra stuff on the rack outside of the new number ones. So I keep these separate because, well, a lot of people like to try the new number ones, new series starting, etc. Good jumping on point, obviously. Let's jump on at the beginning. So let's see what they're enticing us with this week, starting with Devil on My Shoulder from Dark Horse. Dark Horse is really pumping out books these days, and a lot of them have been solid. I'm just saying, but I can't keep up with all of them because they are pumping up a lot of books. This A is pretty creepy. I kind of like it, but The B might be even better. Bloody Axe, Stark Image, and then C is not bad. This girl's on fire. I don't know. I'm kind of curious. I'm just going to say I am kind of curious. But with that, DC is also giving us this pretty awesome looking Arcadia. So I don't know exactly what this is, but it seems like sort of a detective story because we've got the Question, we've got Batman, we got Oliver Queen. Seems like something that'll be up my alley, and it's DC Black Label, so I might give this a shot. So the hard-boiled modern twist, kind of speaking my language, I might have to give this a shot. So we'll see. And I do like this cover quite a bit. B cover's not bad. Also, but this gives you more of that old school trade paperback collected edition kind of feel. I think I like the A, more of the movie poster paperback novel kind of vibe. And then we've got the Bill Sienkiewicz, which is also a pretty cool cover. But this looks like also one of those prestige formats from the old days. And when you get like Son of the Demon, you got the big size version of it. That's what this kind of reminds me of. And then there's a foil of the Sienkiewicz too, if you want to go with that. That gets some of that trade dress out of the way. And then we got Christmas stuff, which I'll admit I'm not ready for yet. I will be. Just get me through Thanksgiving. Get me through the end of the week, and then I'll get into the Christmas spirit. But comic-wise, I don't think I need any of these. I'm just going to put it out there. I don't need to see I saw my uncle kissing Santa Claus. I just don't think I need it. Especially not for $10. But I get it. These one-shot specials, this is what DC does in the last week of the month. I know. But I don't know. It's a tall order. Cute cover, sure. B cover options here by, I think it's Ryan Sook did this one. Ain't bad. But yeah, it's just not something I need. Especially when, Image also saw Santa. But this was going to take a different angle than Ma Hunkel. Well, the Ma Hunkel thing was cute. This, obviously, we're going a different route. We got eyeballs there out for Santa. So, we'll see. What's in the box? I mean, it's also done on McFarlane's watch. So, yeah, going to be on the creepier side of things. There's also going to be a sketch and then this creepy option here, which is actually a wraparound. So you can see the rest of this thing here with the landscape of him just dragging something in this bag or someone. I don't know, but still, like I said, I'm not ready for this stuff. Ignition. So Ignition is giving us this new Arcadia book, which is very brightly colored by the Miranda Brothers. Why do I know the Miranda Brothers name? Didn't they do some other indie stuff back? Or am I thinking the Luna Brothers? No, I think I remember. Anyway, sorry, getting on a little bit of a sidetrack there with myself. But oh, they did We Live. Okay, and Blade Forger. Okay, I remember those series. Anyway, brightly colored cover A. Cover B is also pretty eye-catching. And I kind of like the 1 in 5 here. The chick working over the La Fuente, looking at the engine. Give me like a Tank Girl vibe to it. It's got that kind of a anime manga kind of feel to it. I actually like the 1 in 5 here. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, Ignition has been doing some interesting books, just like Dark Horse has been lately. And then we got a Berserker book. Another, I think it's a one shot, The Bleeding Tide. So yeah, $10 on this thing. So I think it's hopefully 56. I was gonna say hopefully it's oversized. 56 pages. It's double sized, but all right, I guess. A lot of covers. A lot of covers. This is the A. Rebecca Pueblo here on the B. It's pretty cool. I mean, it looks like Keanu as a samurai, or a swashbuckling. Actually, I should say more like a swashbuckling pirate, not a samurai. Looking like a pirate. There's also a foil edition of both, so you can get both in shiny foil. There's also this cover here with the bloody fire going on too, and we've got this on the deck, big battle here again, piratey goodness. You get sketches in black and whites here for the 1 in 10s, or 1 in 10, and then that's just an open order one. Then there's also virgin and black and whites for the 1 in 20 and 1 in 25. And then there's new cover art for a 1 in 30 and a 1 in 50. And it looks like Namor on that last one, running away from the shark. And also the head with the crabs eating the tendrils and the veins and the arteries and stuff. It's kind of messed up, but also kind of cool. So with that, I don't know. Moving on. That's Berserker. Deadhead. So we got this horror series from Iron Age Comics. Don't know much about this publisher. Looks like they're newer on the scene, as for at least to me. Deadhead. It's kind of an interesting looking cover. It's kind of eye catching with the colors. Good idea to catch somebody's eye on the shelf, especially when you add colors like yellow and then pink here. You got blood, you got guts. All right. It looks like a spawn font there too, a little bit. So maybe you're going to capture that audience as well. And then we do have this third option as well. Very cartoony, anime kind of vibe. I dig it. And a foil edition as well. So you got this one here in the foil, which actually is another wraparound. A lot of wraparounds these days. They're really embracing the wraparounds. You know, we haven't seen in a while the gatefolds. Gatefold covers folding out. Granted, I know that like crease and that that line that'll form in the image kind of sucks, but at the same time, it is kind of cool to get those bigger images just by buying one book as opposed to having to buy 4 or 5. Just saying. And then Udon is giving us some Street Fighter books. So we got Elena here with a solid couple of covers. You got A's, you got a B, and you got a 1 in 5 incentive as well. Pick whichever you like. All very bright, all very vibrant, all solid, in my opinion. And then we also got a Guile one shot here from Street Fighter Masters. So get in on the Cody Rhodes train early because we'll see him in the new movie playing Guile. And he's got that trademark flat top here. So we got the kick. Then we got this kick. Both of these are solid. And then we got a black and a sketch cover, blank cover. And then you've got this 1 in 5, which has them really pretty jacked, actually. Bigger than I normally see him. But there you go. You're 1 in 5. Moving on, we've got facsimiles. So the facsimiles for this week are only, I think, on a couple of books. And we are looking at the G.I. Joe side of things, actually Image and the Energon verse is giving us this throwback to the original Arashikage clan sort of storyline where we got that background history between Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes. Sorry, I was drawing a blank for some reason. G.I. Joe 26. It was a couple issues here in the run. But there's a regular edition, there's a foil edition, and there is a brand new cover art on the 1 in 25, which is kind of fun. So yeah, you can see like the Hardmaster and whatnot in here. Cool stuff. If you don't have the originals, this is an option for you. And Ultimate Spider-Man 1, 25 years. So I guess that's why we're getting this. There's a foil edition of that as well as new art on the 1 in 25. Wow, I'm getting old. This came out at a time when I was dipping out of comics for that short time when I was in college, and I wasn't keeping up with everything. It was like a couple of years, not through my entire collegiate run, but there was like 2 years in college. I was like, I can't keep up with all these books. So with that, black and white versions of Dracula also running through. I'm not sure how I feel about this trend of just redoing these series again in black and white. But I guess if you like the art, you can appreciate it. It's a little extra, especially if you're a big fan of the runs in the series. But it just seems like a lot to me to ask somebody to buy this series twice. So, but here we go. Issue 2 of Dracula coming out with 2 covers. Even though the covers themselves are not just black and white. They added red. But whatever. Later printings. There's a lot. DC is hitting it hard here at the end of the month with some more printings. A lot of Absolute Batman catch up. So if you don't want to pay those premium prices and those first prints, you can catch up and read by picking up these later printings, like the 5th print of number 4, or the 4th print of number 5, or this is a cheap option, the 4th print of number 6. This one has gotten expensive lately because of the little cameo of the Joker in the back of it, or whatever. Then we also got the 4th print of number 7. Also, the Mr. Freeze book, that first print, it's been like $20, $25. So save some money. If you just want to read it, get the later printing. Even 13 has started to go up lately. So don't pay $10 for the new or the first print. Get the second print if you just want to read it. And you can even get it in shiny foil if you want. So there you go. DCKO event if you need to catch up. Issue 2's out this week, so here's issue 1, second print with Two cover options, this one or that one. Pick whichever one you like. Uh, what else do we got? Oh, Justice League Omega Act Special. Eh, I don't know why you can't find the first print of this, but if you need to, here's the second. I think the first print has a different trade dress coloring, but there you go. Titans Evacuation Earth, their first tie-in to DC's KO event, also getting the second print treatment. I guess it's sold out. I don't know. I know this Wonder Woman did well because of the matriarch showing up in it, and there is a second print cover A here, solid, and there she is on the bottom, the little matriarch picture. But then you get the bigger. This is the one everybody gravitated towards when it came out, and this thing was like 20-25 bucks for a while. But now here's a second print foil edition of it if you want to get that one. Same art. That World War II anthropomorphic sort of a storyline, war story, Escape. Here you go, second prints for both issues 2 and 3 if you need to catch up because issue 4 is coming out this week. Spider-Man Torn, #1. Get that second print on this is the Hughes, I believe, on the cover A. And then there's a 1 in 25 incentive cover here as well if you want. That's kind of striking. It's kind of cool. Punisher, Panosian, looks like Brand from Goonies. Wow. Josh Brolin. Can't think of it. Couldn't think of it. Who would play an awesome old Punisher? I mean, he already did Cable, but I'm just saying, I'm looking at this image. It looks like Josh Brolin to me. Second print there for this older version of Punisher in this Marvel Knights, The World to Come storyline. Palmiotti, Panosian, and then there's also a 1 in 25 here, too. This one's a little less Brolin. A little more Road Pig from G.I. Joe and less Brolin. But, hey, it is what it is. Youngblood covers, they're still coming. They're going to run through December, or at least a good chunk of December, so I will be keeping these coming. This week, all have black and white versions, too, for some reason. Don't know why, but Feral, Part 18, Youngblood 1, callback, cool. It also has a black and white version. Grab whichever one you like. Geiger also has a little bit of shaft on the cover. See what I did there? Black and white as well. Tyrant, for some reason, with their 5th issue, decided to not only have this cover that's also in black and white, but also this cover, which has Badrock facing off. And it is a wraparound and has a black and white. So they have 4 Youngblood tie-in covers, but only 3 other options. There's 1 regular, and then they've got the incentives. I don't know. But with that, there checks off another date. We've got another 3 weeks of these. Not many, only like 1, 3, and 1. So not a lot more coming, and no more of these black and white double ups, I don't think. So we'll see as this rolls on further, unless they added more to the pile than I'm aware of from this original list. But we also have the Streetverse. So Inhyuk Lee's Streetverse is wrapping up, I believe, with these covers this week. So this is the final run. I think I showed the whole short last week that included these covers. But this week we're getting Black Cat #4. We'll see her later on in the show. Has the 1 in 50, obviously, the Virgin versions. The Daredevil Punisher book, which has a pretty cool Elektra on the cover. Not bad. And it also does have that 1 in 50. Infernal Hulk. I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking at here. It just looks like a Hulk, but he's wearing a kilt, maybe? Or is it just supposed to be a jacket that's tied around his waist? I don't know. But Hulk, he's rocking it on the streets with no shoes on. And a 1 in 50. And then Thor has a mantled cloak, like he's Harry Dresden. But it also has almost like a ski theme around the neck. I don't know, like he had the hood tucked in, that zipped in there. I don't know. A lot going on here. And a 1 in 50 option as well. I know some people really dig these. To me, this was just a lot of covers that costed a lot of money to get the whole set. I think there were 20 of them. So I sat this one out. But they're kind of fun to look at. I would have gotten it if it was like a one-shot. Like, hey, look at all these pictures. But it is what it is. Cheesecake, not much coming. We're near the end of the show here. Cheesecake covers this week. Only got 2 titles to talk about, and we are looking at the Dynamite side of things because, yeah, it's Christmas time, so you know what that means. Vampirella, right? The Holiday Special 2025. So, yes, more Christmassy covers. Linsner here on the cover A. Can't go wrong there. I thought this was a photo cover, but this is not. This is a Celine cover. Awesome that I was fooled even for just a second, thinking it was a real person. Gorgeous cover. And then there is a cosplay cover. So that's why I thought they did 2 cosplay covers, but no, only 1. So there's your cosplay cover. And then I still have Black Cat in this segment because, I mean, come on, we're getting the face down. It's like entrapment done all over again. And it's a Hughes. So can't go wrong there. We got a B option here by Derek Chu. There is a 1 in 25, as well as a 1 in 50, which is a virgin version of that Derek Chu. So pick whichever one you like. I'm just getting the Hughes because it's a Hughes and I'll be done with it. And with that, we are at the end. I don't have any extra covers to show you or show off. There's plenty in there that we've gone through, but here are my best of the week. Feel free to disagree with me. Even I disagree with myself at this point because I think I should have swapped out my number 1. But while incentives weren't a lot of choices, this is what I decided was my favorite of the week as far as incentives go. And it was one of those Invisible Man covers. It was the 1 in 50 because it's just well done. It's just well done art. And I would reward it with my favorite pick on that one. So issue 4 of the 1 in 50 was my favorite of the variants. And then, like I said, maybe I should have went with the Raza here, but I went with the Punisher Panosian because of the effect of the wraparound. This is solid in and of itself, just looking at the front. But then when I saw the back with the moon option here, and the glasses, I said, this kind of reminds me of some sort of a, like an Elmore Leonard novel of a sort. I don't know. I just like it. So I did choose it. Maybe I should have went with the Raza, but the Dan Panosian, I'm also biased, is my favorite of the week. So with that, we are all done. Just over an hour. Probably could have trimmed and cut myself off a couple of times when I was rambling on about nonsense, but I still want to thank you for all your support and checking out all the shows we have here on the channel. Please let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make your recommendations of books that I should be reading. Even make recommendations if I'm talking about books that you're like, why are you still reading that? Fair. Make those arguments. You might sway me, and I might be able to need that talking off the ledge with me continuing to buy some of these titles. So let's start a conversation. And with that all said, thanks again. I'll see you all later down the road with some more content. All right.